Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. I know it's been a little bit, but your girl was traveling and I am back home and back outside. So today's vlog, I am going to show you how I installed this beautiful cattle panel trellis behind me. I thought this was going to be an easy task, and for the most part, it was pretty straightforward, but it took me all day. And when I say all day, I mean all day. And I was so stressed because I had to leave to go to High Point Market because I'm a designer by profession. So this is the time of year where, everything in the yard is trying to get done, but I also try to go to spring market to look at furniture deals and create vendor accounts, all that good stuff. So I was under a lot of pressure, but by the time I was able to get this installed, my brother and my mom had made it. I had a few extra hands and we were able to actually complete this project before I left. So now that it's done, even in the week that it's been up, there's been a lot more growth on it and I'm so excited. So I can't wait to share it with you. And then we'll come back and chit chat at the end about what's next. Okay, so for today, this is the edible side of the yard. So we've already installed, well, these beds were already existing. We got them painted in our last video and the trellis put up. If you missed it, I'll link to that. But now what I'm getting ready to do is install these two beds center to the middle of these two beds. And I'm sorry, this sun is crazy. 48 inches apart, so that when I get the cattle panel this evening, I can just arch the cattle panel over and everything will already be planted. My goal is to have this done within a couple of hours because I have a meeting at noon. And hopefully Dallas, my new shadow, say, hey girl, will cooperate so we can get this done. So of course I've already painted the beds, got them prepped and ready. I found these stakes. So I'm in between using these black stakes that are just push in. I can step them in with my foot against these actual T-panels, T-post right here. I have the T-post because they're taller, but I like the aesthetic of this. These are plastic. Of course, these are steel. In my brain is telling me that because the T-posts are taller and they're made of a steel or whatever they're made out of, they'll be a little bit more durable for the cattle panel. But I'm thinking if I get these anchored into the dirt, we should be fine because we'll be about this tall and that'll be a good attachment. So I think I'm going to roll with that. Of course, if it doesn't work, I can always take those out and drop the T-panels in, but I think that's where I'm headed first. So last year, I got these little stakes that were supposed to be used to grow tomatoes. They were kind of worthless. And originally, I was going to use them to create my straight lines, but I forgot I have these garden stakes. I think I'm going to anchor these in and use this thread to create my straight lines. So I make sure everything is evenly spaced and the beds are actually straight, so that it looks uniform. So these two beds are going in today. No, mama. And then next week, hopefully I'll be able to finish this off. I'm thinking about getting a square bed or making a square bed for there and then doing one more of these over there, but making it 6x4 by 1. And then I'll kind of finish off this area for the season and we'll be able to grow everything that we have planned. So that's the plan for today. I've got my cart over here and we are going to set up the other tripod for you guys so you can watch us get ready or watch us get this installed. Hopefully everything goes smooth. Wish me luck. Okay, so what you see me doing here is measuring out from the fence how far I wanted the beds to be from the fence. I use the fence as the straight line because it's a little more reliable than these other two beds that I installed. When I installed the other two beds, I wasn't as meticulous as far as measuring. I was just trying to get them installed to make sure I could grow stuff, and I should have been, but it is what it is. But now that I know I want these beds to go in, although I'm not the super tidy, everything's got to be like perfect gardener, I am the one that if I don't see symmetry, it will drive me nuts. So this won't be perfect, but it's going to be as close to perfect as I can get it. So I'm just measuring from the fence. I want to say I've got these beds measured out where ultimately they'd be about 30 inches from the beds that are going along the fence, just to give me some walking room in between. This border that's down, I plan to take it out at some point and put some metal edging in. But until then, it's probably going to stay for this season. I don't know if I'm going to get there. But until then, I wanted to be able to make sure I could drop pavers down, make sure I could walk through and, excuse me. Ooh, I almost fell, and have space to kind of collect what I was going to collect on both sides. Like there's okra planted on the outside bed edges of each one of these beds that I'm installing today. So that gets pretty large. And I just want to make sure there's room. So in doing that, I dropped some of those stakes in the ground. I tied strings to them, and now I'm just going to push the beds up to the string to try to make sure I can get them as level with the string as possible. And we're going to get them aligned with the string first. And then after I align them with the string, I'm going to do some measuring to make sure they are 48 inches apart. So that when I make the arch with the cattle panel, it'll be the perfect size where I can still reach up with my hands and be able to grab it. So that's what I'm doing here. A little bit of math. My math doesn't always math, but in this case, I'm pleased with how it came out. Okay, so now that the boxes are in place, level to one another, or evenly spaced from one another, and from the beds right here, I have gone in and marked off a line for where the stakes are going to go. The cattle panel is 50 inches wide. So I'm going to put the stakes on the inside of that line so that the cattle panel can attach. And I'm going to go ahead and put the stakes in first. And then once the stakes are in, I'm going to come in with cardboard and then add the soil so that everything is nice and tightly anchored. I'm really praying these black stakes work so I don't have to dig it back out afterwards. I really like the aesthetic, so I think I'm going to try to make those work. So let's get the stakes in. Okay, so funny story. And I think I'm going to have to go and take care of this first just to make sure. So funny story. I went to Tractor Supply. Ooh, sorry, the sun is bright, y'all. I went to... Sorry. Okay. So funny story, I went to Tractor Supply yesterday thinking I'm gonna go pick up the cattle panel, and I have Expedition Max, so the bed of my trunk is a lot wider. So I was like, I'll just lay the seats down, fold the cattle panel over, it'll be fine. And the guy at Tractor Supply was like, yeah, that's cute, but we're not going to put that cattle panel in the back of your truck. So he was like, if you don't have a truck, this is not going to work. So I was like, well, I have a truck, but my husband's out of town. He won't be back in until tomorrow, and he's still not back yet. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tarp, put it on top of my truck, take my ratchet clamps, and clamp this booger down and bring it home and try to install it on these black stakes first, because I would hate to get these stakes in the ground, dirt in the ground, and then realize that they're not tall enough to support the cattle panel. Although I think they should be. Like, it's very sturdy. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Ooh. Because I am by myself, and then I'd have to take it down. You know what? It's fine. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to go ahead and put the dirt in. Do y'all do this? Do you sit in deep contemplation about what your next move should be? You know what? It's not fine. I'm going to get the tarp. I'm going to go to Tractor Supply. I'm going to get the cattle panel. I'm going to bring it home. Try to install it. If it works, great. Cattle panel in the dirt. It's going to be great. If not, then at least I know that I need to go ahead and stick those T-posts in and do this right before I put the dirt in the bed. So let me get my life together. I'm going to go over to Tractor Supply and do all the things, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I changed my mind. So instead of me trying to go get that cattle panel by myself, I decided that I was just going to install the T-post because something about those black posts just wasn't sitting right with me. And the idea of having to redo this didn't feel good either. I'm about to travel to market. When I was building this, I had a whole lot of stuff going on. When I came home, I just wanted to see vegetables growing, like seedlings sprouted. I didn't want to have to worry about redoing posts and all that good stuff, and I really wanted this finished. So change of plans. Did that quite a few times during the course of the day, but instead of going to get the cattle panel, I just decided to go ahead and knock out installing these T-posts to make my life easier later. So the T-posts are in. So all I'm going to do now is get these level them off down below, make sure they're square, and then fill up the beds with the dirt. Well, put cardboard at the bottom, then fill the beds with the dirt. And these two beds, get them moist or whatever, water them in, let them settle a little bit. And then this evening, I'll come back and get them planted up. But I think this was the better move. I mean, hopefully in a month or so, these will be covered up and you won't be able to see them. And in the winter, I'll find something else that is wintry to grow up them. Maybe I'll grow some winter squash or something too, so it'll still be up there. I don't know. Winter squash is not really ready in the winter. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. But they're in. We'll make sure they're square and then go ahead and get these things filled up.
Where you been and where you hiding? I know you're lying. Don't you try it, no. You really shouldn't play with
Yes. Good.
I should be dying to be like you, but I don't wanna be like you.
All right, so the bed's all full of dirt. This took, sorry. This took 6 bags of the Kellogg's raised garden bed, raised potting soil, raised bed and potting mix. This is some good stuff. I like this. I think even for my blueberry, I'm going to use it. And then I put a little bit of compost on top, but honestly, I can't tell where the compost starts and the soil begins. So I've mixed that all in. So what I'm gonna do now, because I'm running out of time before my first work meeting, I'm gonna water this in and then see if I can get at least my cukes and stuff planted back there. And then I have to finish that one after work this evening. But let's go ahead and water her in, get her settled a little bit before we start putting stuff in. So I went ahead and watered the other bed in to try to get the dirt moist and settled a little bit. And my 12 o'clock meeting actually got canceled, so I was able to get back out here. So I decided to keep going. So now I'm just doing the same thing that I did in the other bed. I'm installing cardboard at the bottom to smother out the grass. And then I'm going to fill it up with the bags of soil, just like I did the other one, with a little bit of compost on top. And I'm really excited at this point. You can't see it, but I was so glad that 12 o'clock got canceled because I needed to get ready to, believe it or not, I am on the plane. I am like at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning the next morning without packing. And it was going to be a long 4 days. So I was relieved that I had a little extra time to come out and knock this out. And it actually did wonders for speeding this process up. So here you see me just laying out plants to see where everything is going to go. I've got a few trays of seedlings over here that I'm trying to map out, but the primary goal today is to get the major stuff planted, get the trellis installed so that when I come back, all I have to do is, build possibly one more bed, but this major deal is off my plate, and I'm so excited about being able to accomplish that today.
You can't even hold your own, but you always know what's wrong.
Get back. You got to go inside.
So many off the tree when I was a kid.
Go
my
play.
Mouth would feel like the velvet on the feed, just dry and because I would eat them off the tree, straight off the tree.
Get back.
Because we had a big one. The one that was in Nanny's yard came off the one that we had. But we had a big one.
Oh, these are hot.
I was young enough where I could just go stand up under it and just pick them off. When the walls and stuff wasn't in it. I could just go stand up under it and just pick them off. And I knew how to pick. I knew which ones to pick.
Move to the girl. Because you got to be trying to eat fertilizer. No. Move. No. This stuff is light. Get back. Sit. What? Some roots.
Yep, it's ready to breathe.
Who's taking care of the dog? You or the temp?
Me? You don't do shit.
That's what I'm saying.
But play.
Who gotta do that?
He plays with him. He's very attached to it. You can tell too. He take care of him like that.
A lot of trying.
Get back.
He like that anyway.
Dallas. Come here.
You can't have this. Get back.
Come here. Come on. No.
I should be done.
No.
That's why you
No.
Wait.
Sit. Sit. Stay. That's a good girl. Good girl.
She got water outside already?
Huh?
She got water outside?
Just stop the shit and run with you.
I got to go outside. Yes. So at this point, my mom and my brother had finally made it into town. My mom is traveling with me. She's the admin for my design firm. So anytime we try to go on these trips, I try to take her with me because she has project management. Like, that is her career professionally. So she's able to kind of keep me on track with projects and stuff like that. But this was her first time being able to come while I was actually gardening. And it was so much fun to have her out there. My brother as well. He's a messy gardener though. Like, he just throws seeds out in the yard and you know, he does composting, all that good stuff. He's a little messier than I am, but just to have them here for company, to meet Dallas, I was starting to feel the pressure come off. It is not hot outside because I think the high was like 70 something, but the sun, as you can see, is like sun. But my mom still came out and chit chat with me while I was getting this done. And she was watching me so intently. She bought me a garden chair. It was so cute. She was on Amazon by the time the end of the night came. And when we came back from the trip, I had a garden chair back at the house. I'll show you that in later videos. But it was fun having her out there. So this is me attempting to install this cattle panel by myself. Needless to say, it was a fail. This actually requires the work of a couple of people, and my mom actually stepped in to help, which I was really grateful for as well. Yeah, it was somewhere around here where I realized, you know what, go call the troops is. So I went grabbed the hubby, and then my mom saw us struggling and she hopped in to help, because while this looks easy, there's tension with the cattle panel. So you've got to be careful. And because I had already planted stuff, I was trying to protect my seedlings and have be strong enough to hold the cattle panel down. That wasn't working. So Tim and I did the work of the install. My mom held it on the other side in place outside of the bed so it wouldn't be flopping all over the place. And then I attached it to the T-panels with zip ties, with black zip ties. It actually went really smooth once they came out. My mom was able to kind of move some of the plants that I had planted out of the way. Tim was able to use his strength to hold the panel in place while I connected it with the zip ties. And we were able to finish this up. And I was so excited because I knew when I came back, things were going to be good.
You're doing such a good job, Mommy. Wow.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Mommy's doing more work. You guys are back. Not here. She outside.
Oh, Frank.
Terrible. You don't like it?
Like always.
Yay, now we have a tunnel to go into.
Go clean up that laundry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, hold on.
Sweep the floor.
So here's a quick shot from the day. As you can see, the sun is going down, so it's probably like 8 o'clock at night by this time. But I was so pleased, and so was everybody else. Like, everybody was so excited just looking at the arch. My brother was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good, so I might get to build one for him. I love this so much that I am just, in our garden consults, I am looking for somebody to call me to tell me that they want to build an arch, and I am on my way. Like, I am on my way. I love this so much. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. And then real quick, here is a shot of what it looks like as of today, now that I'm back. And we've got flowers coming on the watermelons. You see how tall this watermelon has gotten just in the matter of a week. We've got sweet banana peppers growing. Like, we've got some zinnia flowers coming in. That's going to be a workhorse this summer. I can't wait. Like, the okra is getting bigger. I have some chives planted, some seeds dropped down in there. We'll see if those sprout. This particular bed has more seeds in it than anything. You can't see them, but I remember where they are. We got a couple of new watermelon, sugar baby watermelon starts. It's going to be a good time. All right, so as you can see, there has been quite a bit to actually go on since we got them installed, from what you saw, and I'm really, really excited. So now that everything is installed, the plan is to keep Dallas from digging in the yard, because she's got this digging obsession right now. So I've got to keep her from digging. But then also, I still have pepper starts that I need to get planted. And I need to plan out the rest of these boxes. So I don't know. Let me turn the camera around and talk with you through the plan. So originally I thought this season I would be able to get another square box in, and I might still be able to do that. I might be able to knock that out this week. And then I was going to build another box like this for over there, but that might come for the fall. Ideally, I would like to get these boxes done so that I can come in and start doing hardscape. And I'm going to cut out about 6 inches from the box, border it out with rocks, just to kind of keep some of the moisture off of it. Kind of want to install some pavers, just stuff to pretty it up a little bit, clean up back there. And I need to finish planting so I can get to that hardscape type stuff that I want to do. But for now, the primary things that I wanted to plant, with the exception of the jalapenos, which is why I think I'm still going to build this bed this season, are my tomatoes, my cukes and stuff. I got greens and cabbage over there that are struggling with cabbage worms. So I'm going to pull those out and put some Swiss chard and stuff over there. If I can get the rest of this planted this week, then I can move on to hard stuff. Not hard like difficulty hard, but like hard like, pavers, stuff like that. And finish building this out. We got a walkway we need to do over there. We got to close off the trash cans. There's a lot that we got to do back here. So I need to get this done, knocked out of the way, and get it going so that when the heat of the summer comes, we're going to do a drop cloth or drop shade cloth over those for the tomatoes. By then the okra should be big enough. I planted those on each edge so that it would shade out whatever is underneath it. So I just want to kind of get stuff in place. In the pepper box, I'm going to put jalapenos around the edge with the okra in the middle, so it'll grow up and kind of shade out the peppers when it gets really, really hot. But overall, I'm very pleased. I'm really excited about it. Look at my watermelon. Like, she is making her way. You see that tendril going around there? Like, she's climbing. We got a couple of others. I've seen some instances of leaf miners, so when I come out later today, I'm gonna come out and spray for that. But so far, things are looking great. I feel good. This was a major deal that I wanted to get done, and now that it is complete, I feel good moving on. We even got banana peppers coming in, so life is good in the garden. Even got a couple of Italian iced tomatoes coming in. Look at that. Cherry tomatoes. So exciting. All right. that is it for today's video, guys. We are back, so we should be back on schedule to post a couple of times during the week. We've got a big trip coming next month to St. Lucia, so my intent is to vlog that. I'm probably going to put that on the design channel, but major projects for the season are just about complete now. We just gotta start, maintaining, fertilizing, stuff like that. And, I gotta clean up the patio because it's a disaster. So you'll see all of that. But anywho, thanks for sticking around for today's video. Please let me know what you think about the panel. Are you growing on a cattle panel? And, what you're most excited to see for. I can't wait till this thing is full. And it ain't gonna take long. Such a day. Okay, gotta go, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.